Welcome to the water readings for the week of January 30th, 2017. This is the Elements of Spirit reading for water. This is good. This is a good little teaching. There's the lemniscate, the infinity sign. Just to remind you guys that there is a difference between what you feel and what you love. What you feel, what you love, what you serve. Work for what you love. Dedicate yourself to what you serve. Bypass some of the feelings this week. In truth, it's funny. We were just advising the water sign the fire signs, the fire element to temper itself with a little bit of water. And the difference here is it's almost like the passionate feeling of the water element has the potential to skew your vision this week. If you go just based on what you feel and what you feel passionately about, I see, like, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I see you kind of like going left of center or right of center, whichever one, off center. It feels like you have the potential to be slipped off balance because you are working on behalf of what you feel as opposed to what you love. So what does that mean? That means that, like, it means that, like, take compassionate action rather than aggressive action based on your righteous passions. So it's like you guys, we water signs, are better off this week actually contacting human beings and addressing what we feel passionate about in a loving, intimate, connected way, rather than screaming about it or getting involved, going back to the ether reading, getting too involved in my side or their side. It's like you want to come from the place of love at all times, as opposed to the place of righteousness. Love first, then act. And what's interesting here is that I'm feeling it as sort of a combination of air and ether. More so ether. More so remembering we're all in the same place. Even your enemies could use a hug. And rather than standing on the opposite side of a picket line and screaming at the enemies, or staying away from the picket line and talking shit about your enemies, or, staying away from the picket line and affirming your own righteousness, the idea is like, do something more human that reminds you that we're all in the same place. We're all, going back to the ether reading, we're all on the same planet. We all have the same responsibilities, whether we want to admit it or not. Very simple. Take care of each other. Take care of the earth. Period. If we all took care of each other and took care of the earth, then we wouldn't have to take care of ourselves, because we would be taking care of each other and the earth would be taken care of and things would be pretty awesome. So can you be the one that connects with others this week? Can you be the one that connects intimately? Can you be the one to remember that we all share the same space, that we are all in this together? Can you shift your focus to, I feel it helping my body right now. Can you feel it? Shift your focus into what matters as opposed to what's right or what's wrong. And when I say what matters, I'm not talking about a political argument. I'm talking about what matters in terms of, like, eye contact, hugs, love, service, right? Giving, it's a strong word, but sacrifice to some extent doesn't have to be, you don't have to chop your right arm off, but sacrifice in terms of like, do something nice, especially when you don't feel like doing it this week, as opposed to doing what you think is right or what you're supposed to do or what you feel really passionate about right now. That's the message that's coming through the ether, is that, and coming through the water element, is that if you go too much for what you feel passionately about this week, you are sort of falling prey to that warning that was coming through the ether of like, connect to the justice and the silence first before you go doing anything. And so in our case, the idea is that there's feeling and passion and belief, there's love, there's also empathy, there's understanding. That's a very watery thing, and it feels like our empathy muscles can be really strong this week, and like we don't actually have to protect ourselves as much this week. Like we can open our hearts and connect more. I'm very willing to be foolish with you guys, and I do not argue with spirit when it comes through. Sometimes I negotiate a little bit, but spirit's always right. The affirmation this week is, I am the one who gives the best hugs. I am the one who gives the best hugs. I am the one who gives the best hugs. If you don't believe it, say it to yourself a little while, work up the strength, and then practice. I'm thinking about it. It's like, Cancers, you guys might want to withdraw and be like, no, I can't, it's too much. Scorpios might be like, they don't deserve a hug. I'm not giving any hugs. Pisces might just be like, I can't hug, it's too much for me. Oh, what's a hug? Are we hugging now? What's going on? But if you give yourself the chance to make contact and connection, no matter what you believe passionately or what you're in service of or even what you love, that sweet, sweet, sweet intimate connection will cause healing to occur. Then take a bath, take a shower, salt water, do your energetic maintenance and self-care, stay nice and grounded, eat good food, take care of yourself, but hug more. Why? Because I am the one who gives the best hugs. I'm writing it down. I am the one who gives the best hugs. Love you, Scorps, Cancers, and Pisces, watery brethren and sistren. I'll see you next week. Bye.